Hi all, now we are going to learn what is Agile methodology. For what is Agile methodology basically? Basically, Agile we have lot of software development processes. As part of that, Agile is also one of the software development process like a waterfall method, waterfall model, V model, incremental model like this. So now we are going to the Agile process now. Now our agenda is what is Agile and what is the why the Agile is very important, and what is the hard in the Agile, and what is iterative development, and overview of Scrum. Okay, Agile estimation exercise as well. Now basically in the earlier days what was happening, like estimation is very high if proper requirements are not good in the waterfall model, especially it will be collapse the project, like after 4 or 5 months what will happen, there will be little bit changes in the requirement. That time again we have to come from the scratch. So that moment project estimations, project planning, project execution completely will be failed. So as part of that, as customer is expecting more from the software industry, obviously. So for rapid application development also Agile will be more important. So we'll go into in the Agile process now. So Agile basics. So Agile, what is Agile development? Okay, Agile development, Agile is a set of practices, values and principles for software development, software product development. In software product development, we think about methodologies, activities, interactions, results, work, products or artifacts. We think about processes that we use organized to work, documents, meetings and reviews, diagrams and models, coding and user documentation standards. So Agile will be defining a new set of process activities, not necessarily. So basically Agile is having thinking about 4 things: documents, little bit of high level documents, not deep into documents. Okay, meetings and reviews, every we have to do the meetings every day, and then whenever we are having a demo for the demo to the product one at that time, and we will have retrospect and coding and user documentation standards. All developers need to learn this coding and user documentation standards as well. Okay, now if you go to what is Agile? Agile versus sequential models or framework. Okay, many of us familiar with the waterfall model. It is a framework for software development process. Waterfall model talks about development activities through time. Okay, there are a lot of drawbacks also there in the waterfall model. Teams of people. Waterfall model talks about the teams of people. So many people are required for developing a software, like documentation team will be there, software requirements gathering team will be there, and designing team will be different, and database architecture team will be different, database team will be different, and then coding team will be different, testing team will be different, and integration testing team will be different. So when you are going to give handoff from one team to other team, it will be very difficult to communicate, and this process also will be heavy to the customer. So customer need to bear so much of money for the processes. So this is one of the main drawback in the software waterfall, means conventional software development approach. So each stage will have so much time, and coordination also very important, and very difficult for the coordination, and each team finishes and assigned to new product. It will be very difficult in the waterfall model. Okay, now if you go to adaptive approach, the core values of the Agile is the adaptive, iterative or incremental, people oriented. Adaptive means teams are ready to do any kind of things, like rapidly. Okay, we will do this, that's it, we will do that work and we'll complete that work. Even if new technology also will come, we can able to complete that process within a short period of time, like that's it. Okay, now if you go to incremental and iterative model, means agile process, agile development process, working products in stages, growing of completed and working software. Like if you see FAS, now we can see FAS just like I'm telling a small product now. My product is making a face. Okay, now I'm making one face with round, and then two eyes, and one two dot indicate size, and one dot indicate nose, and one line indicates mouth. But in the that is called first iteration. Second iteration, what I am doing is I am going to make the eyes, means round eyes, and then two eyes and one nose and one mouth. Now I'm in the third iteration, I am going to color my face. Okay, and the fourth approach, I am going to make the hair. So in the each and every time, customer can able to see the end product. So whenever they want little bit changes also, we can able to accommodate the customer very easily. People oriented. Okay, people oriented means the team organization and process will support good people, and most ingredient to subject project success. All people should work towards a project success, so that Agile will work efficiently. See, what is iterative model here? So I told you earlier, here people will start here iteration planning. So what kind of work we are going to do in this project? This complete 6 iteration will be a 6 iterations will be the product. Now I am making one product. So within these 6 iterations, I am making the product. So first iteration I am doing little. I told you, right? First iteration I am making just 2 dots. Now I am making a face product. Okay, in the face, what I am doing is 1 round, 2 dot for eyes, 1 dot for nose, and 1 line for mouth. In the second iteration, what I am doing is just making eyes, and making nose, and making mouth. And third iteration, what I am doing is making the hair. And fourth iteration, I am making the color. And fifth iteration, I am doing the integration testing and ears and little bit enhancement. And sixth iteration, I am doing the complete evaluation, integration, and delivering project to the client. So like this, we are making the iterations here. Okay, here internal prototype, demo 1. I'm in each and every iteration, I can able to show my product to the client aram se. Okay, each iteration step has analysis, design, coding, and some integration and testing as well, executed by cross-functional team. Deliver some kind of internally and externally usable functionality. Intermediate demos or deliverables are possible. What is the could be a demo every iteration? Yes, absolutely. Because each and every iteration we have to give demo to the product owner. Product owner will be sign off on each iteration. Okay, where characteristics of agile development. Okay, I am telling you very simple way. See in this picture, we are having the work items for the future iterations. Okay, now we have around 10 requirements. Okay, out of the 10 requirements, I am taking only 3 requirements in this for the first sprint, means first iteration. Okay, in this first iteration, I have taken 3 requirements. Here I did this iteration. Okay, after that, within this 3 iteration, shippable product will be ready. Okay, now again in the second iteration, I am going to take 3 more requirements, and I have completed that sprint also. And third requirement is in the third sprint, I am taking 4 requirements, and I am completing that sprint. After that, my final product will be delivered to the customer. Okay, like this we are going to do in the agile development. Basically, agile will prefer 6 to 8 people per team, or 9 people also fine. It should be like 7 minus 2 or plus 2. Okay, like that this agile development team will be there, and then each team will be working on analysis for the initial 2 days, first 2 days. In the second day, what we'll do is we have to give our analysis to the product owner, what we have done analysis. After that, product owner will tell about whether what kind of modifications are there, each and everything. After that, developers will start developer do the estimation within these 2 days, and they will tell this much of time taken for this, and we have to for analysis each and everything. After that, actual development will be start up to now. I'm considering that 3 weeks sprint, means 15 working days. So first 2 days analysis, and next 10 days will be the development. It means that up to 12th day, 2 to 12th day, developers will do the development parallelly. Testers will be do the test cases, will write the test cases, and the 13th day we will hand off to the developers, will give hand off to the testers will task testing, and 14th day if any bug fixes are there, developers will fix the bug, and 15th day we are ready for the demo, and we will give the demo, means the sprint team will give demo to the product owner. If any modifications are there, product owner, that will be come under next sprint, that is called impediment. And then after that 16th day retrospect will be there. So in the retrospect, what went wrong, what went right, we will note it down everything. So that feedback will go to the product owner. In the next sprint, that obstacles will be covered by the product owner and scrum master. Okay, like this sprint will be there. Here product backlog items, each requirement will be called as product backlog item. So in this next stage, means from that product backlog item, based on the importance, means priority, sprint team will take the task, and then we have to do the burn down chart. Burn down chart is nothing but so how many hours for the completion of this sprint, so how many hours has completed till today. So whether this chart should reach the 0 point whenever the completion of the 15 days. Okay, these are the completed tasks. Okay, now here you can able to see check-in changes we are going to make into the product source code, and continuously integration testing will be there, and this will be updated in the build status. Okay, like this agile practice will be there. Okay, there should be very short iterations, short time bound iterations, means 15 days only we have to complete we have to do the complete user story execution, and then continuous integration. So if we have 10 sprint teams, so continuously we are integrating the code into the build server. Daily unit testing is very important for the developers, so that they cannot able to make the mistakes in the future while integration and everything. And regular retrospectives and meetings, and then direct communication between the developers and the customers, means here customer will be the product owner. A single list of features and tasks, short term estimation of development tasks, means developers need to do the short term estimation for developing their application, and informal radiators, refactoring. These are the very very important things for the agile, in the agile practice. Will you use every agile practice? Maybe not. They are not all required. Okay, what is required? Agile values, means we have to make the product within the short period of time, and from the first sprint onwards we can able to see the end product, we can able to see the prototype of the end product. Okay, now okay, the main agile manifesto is individuals and iterations, interactions over process and tools, working software over comprehensive documentation, customer collaboration over contract negotiation, responding to change over following a plan. So each and every person has to follow these kind of values in the agile. So if you see the agile principles, these are all very important agile principles. Our highest priority is to satisfy the customer. So we are all know that we should satisfy our customer with our core development software. Okay, as per the customer requirement. Welcome change requirement even late in development. Agile process has to change the customer's competitive advantages. Okay, deliver working software frequently, from a couple of weeks to a couple of months, with a preference to the shorter time scale. So we have to give that shorter time scale for developing the application with effectively. So business people and developers must work together. So here, not like legacy waterfall model, here always business people need to speak with the developers, so that work will be done within the initial stage itself. Okay, build projects around the motivated individuals, give them to environment and support they need, and trust them to do the job. For we have to company means scrum masters and product owners need to give the motivation to the team always, and they have to give the proper environment for developing the application, and we have to trust them to be job we have to trust for doing the job done. Okay, the most efficient and effective method of conveying information and within a developer team face to face conversation. So always we have to make the discussion in an efficient way, so that there only whenever obstacles will become, that obstacles will be overcome, and application can develop in a successful way. Working software is the primary measure of progress. So always integration, we have to integrate our application into the integration system, so that always we can see our end product in each and every sprint. Agile process promotes sustainable development. The sponsors, developers and users should be able to maintain the constant pace indefinitely. Okay, and continuous attention to the technical excellence and good design enhancements agility, and simplicity, the art of maximizing the amount of work not done, is essential. One of the best practice, that one. The best architectures requirements and designers emergence of self-organizing teams. We should have best architectures, architects, and we should have good requirements for best requirements means that requirement should not be changed, and design merge from the self-organizing teams. At regular intervals, the team reflects on how to become more effective and tunes adjust behavior of accordingly. So these are all agile principles. Okay, now come to requirement process. There is no standard way to do requirements in agile development, so this is crazy, but this is important in the agile. So could be a formal software requirement document is enough, but it's better to be more lightweight in the sense, just we have to know what are the requirements means. Here each requirement is called as feature, that is called as user story. Okay, one way to do the requirements: start familiar with the initial requirement document at beginning of the iterations. Initial stage of initial list of overall system capabilities written in a form of user stories. User stories is nothing but one feature or one requirement. Okay, plus a selection containing global non-functional requirements: security, reliability, performance, usability, etc. Okay, the list of system capabilities and global non-functional requirements will be the first draft of the SRD. In each iteration, elaborate a small set of functional requirements, the high priority behavior. This avoids creating a big requirements documentation too soon. The good strategy is to delay writing most of the fine details in the requirements until the iteration when it will be completed. Okay, why? Because you will have learned more about the problem. Some key requirements create some acceptance tests at the same time as you write the requirements. Okay, if you see the most of the things are documentation. It is still important in agile project. If the kind of documentation of communication in your project is not good, real working code is more valuable than the document. Yes, this is important. So we have to make the code always reliable, easy to use, something to do, but it is not proper in the means in terms of documentation. Okay, development plans also important in an agile. So development should be good. Okay, contracts, we have contracts, we must need to talk with the customers as well. So always we have to collaborate with the customer during the development process as well. Whenever you will have the doubt, means developer will have the doubt, and developer directly communicate with the product owner, and they can able to get their requirements done. Okay, what are the important things? Why the agile development is very important? here. Okay, now constantly rapid application development is going on. New players are entering into the market, new requirements are adding. Small is beautiful, because always nowadays people want the final results in the short period of time. It not be very easy in the waterfall model, but in the agile process we can able to see the end product within the short period of time. With 1 or 2 sprints you can able to see the end product, at least blueprint of the product you can able to see using this agile model. That is the main focusing of the agile. So how hard is it to be agile? Don't do agile, be agile. Just doing development in iterations is not enough agile development process. Just we are thinking about iterations, 1 sprint, 2 sprint, 3 sprint, but it is not enough for developing the product. So what could be the important thing is agile? Just all process should be lightweight. Okay, making real progress in each iteration. So each iteration we should have, means each sprint we should able to complete that application, whatever the requirements are there, that application we have to complete. And then communicating face to face when possible, actively gathering customer input. So we have developers need to gather the input so that it will be complete earlier than the application estimation time. Okay, being will to make minor changes to our process. So little bit changes also fine in the agile process, but finally we should not change the core process of the agile. So agile methods, there are agile method is called as Scrum. Okay, Scrum is Rubby Scrum. You can able to see here a Rubby Scrum. Scrum is nothing but collaborate of the group of people, and they are enforcing to do for getting their goal. Okay, so here you can able to see the software Scrum. Software people are gathering here, and then here you can see 8 people, and all these people are collaborating each other, and these people are also collaborating each other for towards the goal. Same thing is happening in the software Scrum also. This Scrum has been around since the early 1990s only. The structure of the Scrum is very simple: 3 roles, 3 meetings. Okay, 3 roles means product owner, Scrum master, and developer. Okay, Scrum is not extreme as other some other methodologies. What is Scrum? Scrum is a meeting with attitude. Good teamwork is necessary. That's it. That is called as Scrum. Okay, see here, lot of people are there, grouping together and roaring there. Okay, we will see the Scrum overview. What is Scrum overview? Okay, Scrum presentation is short and simple. Okay, just to see Scrum iteration process, product backlog, roles, project estimation, daily Scrum meeting, management, retrospective. We will see each and everything. We will see each and everything process. Just I am going to elaborate here. Scrum iteration process. Scrum iteration process is nothing but each sprint is having as we have earlier discussion, like each sprint will be having 15 days sprint, and then we are going to iterate the same process for the next user stories as well. So come to product backlog. Product backlog will be like user story, so which will be handled by the product owner. Product owner will be having discussion with the end customer, and he will write the user stories. That user stories will be taken by the Scrum master, and then that will team members will be estimation for the user stories, and they will actively take the requirement, and they will do the estimation, and they will perform the application. And daily Scrum meeting will be there, and stand-up meetings like just what you did yesterday, what you are going to do in the next 24 hours, and what are the obstacles. So they have to tell, each developer need to tell these 3 things to the Scrum master. Scrum master need not to provide the solution at the same time. That should be done in the offline. Okay, Scrum master need to do this process in the offline. After that, they have Scrum master main responsibility is to reduce the obstacles to the developers, and he has to collaborate with the product owner towards the goal success only. Okay, daily Scrum meetings means this one, management and retrospectives. Retrospective is nothing but after completion of the scrum. Scrum master or product owner together will come and they will discuss towards what went wrong in the last sprint and what went good in the last sprint. Based on these inputs, they are going to overcome the obstacles and they are going to they are going to perform well in the next future sprint. So Scrum iteration process. Iteration process already we have discussed. Creating a plan for one iteration. Creating execution means implement the items in the plan. So out of 100 user stories, I selected 3 user stories for this iteration. So iteration planning will be create a plan for one iteration. In this iteration I am going to complete 3 user stories. Iteration execution. So we have to implement that 3 user stories in this sprint. Deliver the results of the iteration. Means we have to give demo to the product owner, so that product owner will see the what is going on, what is the final product we can ship to deliver to the customer. Need not every sprint we no need to ship to the customer. After few sprints or weekly, quarterly, annually, like this, offerly, like this, they can able to submit to the client based on the estimated time. Okay. So each process is fixed length, so we cannot change the scrum time whenever we require. That is not a scrum basically. Okay, here come to next one. Basically there are some of the scrum elements are there. First one is 3 roles, as we discussed earlier: product owner, scrum master, team member. Team members are 3 roles, and come to 3 meetings. We are doing planning. When we are doing planning is release and sprint. Okay, and daily scrum. Okay, daily scrum means every day. Sprint review means what went wrong, what went right. Okay, and next one is 3 lists. Product backlog means user stories. Sprint backlog means what sprint has not done in the last sprint, so we have to do that work in the next sprint. So impediment list. So what is the means one, if you see one real-time story, real-time example, due to some architect problem we cannot able to perform one of the user story, so that is called as impediment list. So after the sprint, this impediment list will be create. Okay, product manager acts the role of customer. So he is called as product manager, is nothing but your product owner. So he is prioritizing the backlog to the sprint work. Developers estimated work items of backlog. Develop product using the highest priority items from the backlog. Scrum master keeps the team on the track and removes the obstacle. So he is removing the obstacle, and he is a damping capacitor, not an amplifier. Okay, protect the developers from an external disasters. Okay, that time Scrum master will have more work compared to all others. Yes. Okay, what is product backlog? Product backlog is set of all features called as user stories. So these are all called as requirements, and each is having sub features. Okay, that is called as product backlog item. Okay, what is Scrum iteration? Scrum iteration is nothing but a sprint. What we discussed earlier, it should be like 3 to 4 weeks or 2 to 4 weeks. So it should be a good idea with 8 people of the Scrum. Okay, if you see here, this is the product backlog item. So here prioritizing the work based on the customer input. Okay, that could be done in the current working of the new release. So after this backlog item selected for the current sprint. So this I have selected only one. In this current sprint, we have seen this team. We have 4 members of team. So team estimated I will do this work for this time, this work of this time. After that, this 2 to 4 weeks, every 24 hours we will have the Scrum meeting, 15 minutes or daily Scrum meeting. Team members answer 3 questions: what went wrong in the last 24 hours, what are the obstacles, what I will do in the next 24 hours. So these are the things. And sprint 2 to 4 weeks iteration should deliver some working code, may also produce documents and models. So this is called as functional. new functional demonstrated at the end of the every sprint. Customers should give feedback. So based on that feedback, whether that sprint success or not, we can able to easily tell. So that is mainly agile process. Okay, what is product backlog? Product backlog, PBS, we can also call as PBS, product backlog items. Product backlog item which will be defined by the customer features, and then based on the priority, sprint team need to take this product backlog item. They have to perform this product backlog items. Okay, here as I told you, these are customer features and internal tasks and contribute to the value to the product. Okay, so these are all we have to perform in this one. And project estimation and iteration selection. Okay, how we are going to do the product estimation? The product backlog, managers and customers use it to see working agenda of the development team. Managers and customers work with product owners to set the priority of each item. Okay, development teams estimate the size and effort for each team. So development team mainly focusing on the estimation part whenever the analysis phase. And even if the managers and customers do not like to estimate, they do not allow to change them. Okay, even here managers and customers also don't having time to estimate, because developer has to estimate, because here more values are given to the developers for in the estimation process. Okay, within an iteration the team divides the product backlog items into individual tasks. Means for development team define tasks and estimated efforts. The list of tasks is flexible. New items might be discovered during the iteration. Some items might be combined or eliminated. Development team tracks all tasks on a task board. Okay, development team tracks progress with a burn down chart. Okay, now who is product owner? Product owner is more responsible for the return of investment. Okay, available for the team during the whole product development period. So he should be available to the development team, and whenever he will developers. So product owner will be responsible for gathering all requirements, and he should be able to answer all questions of the team members of the Scrum team. Okay, he is going to talk with the customer, and he understands the priorities, and based on that he will keep the product backlog items. Okay, what is the main role of the Scrum Master? Scrum Master rules guardian means he is guardian for the team, and he is going to coach the team, and he is removing the impediments. This what are the obstacles, or that he is going to remove the obstacles and prevents outside influence during an iteration. Okay, and then Scrum Master is both a teacher and a referee. Okay, now come to burn down chart. Burn down chart is like effort remaining, how many hours are there. So within these days, means 15 days, how many hours has been burned. For this hour means one task will be taken for 4 hours. Okay, so if that 4 hours completed means that task also completed, so that time this chart will be down. Always this chart should be like burned down. It should be like going to down towards the completion of the days. Okay, so you can able to see the definition here. A burn down chart tracks the amount of estimated effort remaining in the current iteration. Okay, so we are having 15 days, we are having 100 hours, so 15 days these 100 hours are burning for each and every day. So like this. So some of the characteristics of burn down iteration is we should not make the estimates too pessimistic. Okay, now we'll go to the next slide, and then daily Scrum meeting. Already we have discussed what went wrong, what are the what I did yesterday and what I am going to do today, and what are the obstacles are there. So Scrum Master will be taken all the inputs, and if any solutions are required to share with the team member, that time he has to do in the offline. After that if any obstacles also there, he is going to remove the all obstacles, and he is going to inform that valuable input to the managers. Okay, Scrum Masters is playing a main role here in the Scrum meetings. Okay, retrospective, what will happen is what went wrong after 15 days of the sprint. On the 16th day, Scrum Master and product owner will discuss with the team members what went wrong in the last sprint and what went right in the last sprint. So based on these inputs, in the future sprint, Scrum Masters and managers will collaborate together, and they are going to overcome all the breakpoints and then obstacles in the next sprints. Okay, now what are the retrospects? So already we have discussed about this, and then come to this Scrum summary. So this is team oriented agile method. Scrum is a team oriented agile methodology. Short time box iterations will be there, and each iteration produces some real software that has value to the customer, and each iteration has iteration planning, development work, and iteration review. All estimation is done by the team only. Within sprint, the progress is tracked using the burn-down chart. Okay, product owners determine the priorities in the backlog item. Scrum Master helps enforce the rules of the Scrum. There is a 15 minutes daily meeting to report where it has identified the all obstacles. Okay, Scrum adoption. So these are some of the high level presentation of the Scrum, and cross-functional and self-organization, transparency, inspect and adapt, continuous improvement will be there. Okay, so more on Scrum. How to run big projects. Still we are having lot of issues in the Scrum, like how to run big projects, more than one Scrum team. Okay, can managers interface with a sprint in progress, fixed schedule and fixed cost contracts, part-time team members like specialists. Sometimes we will have very big issues. That time we need to take we need to solve that issues within the short period of time. That time we may not have the domain expert. That time we have to take specialists. Those are called as part-time team members. Okay, a single Scrum team will members in the multiple locations. Sometimes we're having 8 members of team. 3 members are in some place, 2 members are in one place. That time it's very difficult to manage, and architecture of the application is very important, and we should maintain the CMMI ISO 9000 standards. And summary of this summary of the Agile is Agile development is a different way of organizing product development. Emphasizes iterative development and cross-functional teams instead of waterfall development in a separate silo. At the end of each iteration, there is some functionality that has better combination, faster feedback. Why do we need to be agile? Products are different from the 20 years ago. Customers are in a changing environment, and our process need to be working at the same pace. Working in short cycles reduces time to market and time to quality. There are many ways to be agile. Scrum is one of the most popular agile approach. Scrum promotes good agile practices. Okay, and then we are going to estimate the cost now. We are going to estimate the cost of the how we are going to estimate the agile. Okay, estimation is very important in terms of agile methodology. Scrum is a fun, so estimation is a game. So we are having different values for what is that estimation of the Scrum means PBI, product backlog items, like ideal estimation, user stories we are making, and ideal in terms of hours we are estimating the application. So this much of in this much of hours this user story will be complete. Those are called as ideal hours for burning down the chart, and this is called as team velocity. The ratio is called as team velocity. And simple rules of the game. Each participant means it is game is nothing but your sprint game means we have to complete the task within the 15 days like that. Okay, each participant gets a deck of estimation card and a moderator. Usually the product owner or a cattle analyst presents one user story at a time. The product owner answers any questions to the team might have. Each participant privately select a card representing his or his or her own estimation. Means we'll have the user stories, so developers actively take that user story and they are going to estimate that user story and they are going to perform that user story. Whenever when everybody is ready to estimate, all cards are represented simultaneously. So the group briefly debates the arguments and make a new round of estimation, continues until consensus has been reached. The moderator knows to estimate and the group continues with the next user story. Okay, come to planning poker tips. So these are the tips we can able to make in the Agile. And if you go to exercise, kitchen exercise modeling. So exercise means just this is one of the example. For this we have to remodeling the kitchen. So for this install these are all new user stories. This is project, kitchen remodeling is a project, and these are the new user stories. So these are means one user story is install new hardwood floor and refreshment. These are all user stories, so we have to perform that user stories. Okay, like this we are going to do the Agile process and backups. So what are the backups? It comes, what is Agile development? It comes down a few basic concepts: self-organization, constant feedback, ability to respond to change, respect, communication, rhythm, flow value at the pull of customer, push decision as close to the work as possible, make decisions as late as possible. Okay, so next is continuous integration. Always we have to make the integration iteration well, so that these are all code should stored in source code control, and every day build the system, and series of acceptance tests are required, and build and test process is automated, no human interaction. Means we have to automate the test, and we have to write the unit test cases, so that we can able to practice well, and if possibility is there, we can able to make the screen testing using some load runner, win runner, that kind of tools. And there's a special called build server. It will be build automatic build whenever your developer is going to check in. For this TFS, team foundation server, is very good for this kind of task. And then requirement process, there is no standard way to the Agile requirement. It could be a normal software development requirement document only, but it is better to be more lightweighted. So lightweighted means we should not give more information there, and we should mainly focusing on the code rather than the documentation. One way to do requirements is initial list of all overall system capabilities written in the form called user story. Okay, place a document in global non-functional requirements: security, reliability, performance, usability. These are all extra things, and each iteration some of the user stories are elaborated. Don't create a lot of requirements detail too soon. Okay, delay writing in the user requirements, especially if they might change. You will have learned more about system as you go along. Late requirements are often better, because you will learn the system already. For some key requirements, create some acceptance tests at the same time as you write the requirements. Okay, now role of Scrum team member, product owner, Scrum master. Already we know about this. And then in the execution process, what we are doing is all people need to do hard work, and they are going to expertise in the skills in terms of hardware. One or two members are good at architecture and design expertise, two or members know about the test strategies, and but every team member is prepared to help to do activities outside in their main area of expertise. Okay, normally 5 to 9 members all working in a single location, and then other should be in a single location. Product owner is a single person who interacts with the customers, and product management is a very difficult job, and Scrum master is a single person who enforces the Scrum process rules. Okay, so these are some of the concepts on the Nokia test and their key Agile concepts. Iteration, expand scope of done, and upfront specification, product owner who plans, and upfront product backlog items and estimations, business oriented burn-down chart, and team discussion. Okay, what is lean? Lean is a more complex system, and it is called as production. Okay, aim to adding the value to the end user and customer. We estimate the waste, we eliminate waste, and we eliminate inconsistency. We smooth and optimize the production flow. We are constantly improving the Kaizen. Okay, see here, you can able to see the here process, skilled people, and tools and technologies will be called as lean product development system. Okay, thanks. Queries please in the comment section, so I will able to solve your questions and answers in the comment section. If you want, I will mail also, so you can able to mail to me also. Thanks a lot. I hope you are going to like my video and share my video to your friends, as well. You are going to subscribe my channel for future releases, future videos from my end. Thank you. Thanks a lot.